Hello everybody. So today I'm making the video about changing batteries in the Game Boy cartridges I have here. I have a small stack of them that all need batteries. Actually I have more, probably about 9 total. But I thought I'd just get these couple out for now, and I thought I'd show everybody the way to do it. I am no super expert at this stuff, but this is something that's fairly simple to do. I got a bunch of these batteries from, I got 5 from Amazon recently, before I realized that eBay is actually the better deal. This screwdriver is a security tip, which will fit inside a Game Boy cartridge. This one works with, I believe, if I remember correctly, it also works with NES cartridges. And SNES cartridges, but also Game Boy. Nintendo was always using these little security screws here that everybody was always having trouble getting open. These are fairly cheap. You can get them on Amazon. So what I'm going to do first is I want to show you. Let's test these out. I just got these in from Amazon, and what we're going to do is we're going to test to make sure that they have the proper voltage. I mean, these are replacements, and you never know how long they've been sitting around. Game Boy batteries in general are 3 volts. So let's turn this on. We're going to crank this to 20 DCs. And let's see what kind of result we get with one of these batteries. We're just going to use the multimeter here. We're going to touch the sides. And if this lights up at least at 3, we should be good. And as you can see, we have a 3.28. So that one's great. So we're going to use that one. Let's test this one out. .34. Excellent. What'll happen is older batteries, and especially Game Boy games. I mean, we haven't had a new Game Boy game in how long, other than these indie developed ones. These batteries are at least 20. Heck, I mean, Link's Awakening. That's a game from 93, 92. So I mean, that's almost a 30-year battery. But some of these newer ones, I don't actually have a color one here, but a lot of the Game Boy Color games are a lot more recent, so their batteries seem to be tending to hang in there a little longer than usual. But some of these games are getting a little long in the tooth, and without these batteries in here, you are not able to save your games. So by doing this, and another 3, by doing this simple fix of replacing the battery, it does need some soldering skills, but it is so minimal to do this. This is like the easiest thing, even for an amateur solder, which I ain't no expert at soldering, but something like this, as long as you have a little bit of mechanical know-how, you should be good to go. I'll bounce around here. There you go. So we're in the 3 range with that. That should be good. A lot of these older batteries, when you go to check them, I'm going to try to give you an example here. We're going to open this. This is a Japanese Kirby's Dream Land 2. A lot of these Japanese games are much cheaper than their American counterparts. So people, I'm stuck to the screw. I always forget this is magnetically tipped. I'm going to put that screw up there. And I'm going to pop this open. Best way to do this is you got this little kink in the side here that kind of keeps it from falling apart. If you just push your finger under here and then just slide the top right off here, boom. So this battery here, I've actually already tested this. That's how obviously when you go to load a game up or try to play a game, you're going to discover my game isn't saved. The game will be saved as long as you have it in the Game Boy itself. But the moment you pull it out, you walk away for a day or 2, and you come back, you're going to discover your save file is completely gone. I guess I could have demonstrated that too, but I'll try that next time with the next cartridge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you right now. We're going to test this battery that is already in this Game Boy cartridge. This is a Nintendo manufactured battery, or they put this in. And I don't know if that's reflective of the date this was put in, but you can see here, 94. The other thing that's interesting to note is right above it, you can see, it'll tell you what type of battery this is. This is a CR1616. And a lot of these older Game Boy games took these. The Pokemon games were a different battery, a slightly bigger one called a 2025. Although from what I understand, Pokemon Yellow Pikachu edition takes a 1616. But most of these normal average Game Boy cartridges, these are all 1616s from what I can tell. So we're going to test this out now. We're going to watch this number. If this number shows up lower than 3, it means it's going its way out. So let's see, we're getting a little bit, but as you can see, we're only getting like a 0.04, 0.03. That is a huge change from what these newer batteries were giving us over here a moment ago. Just another example. See that? And that 3 right here is what we want. We don't want anything lower than 3 volts. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this battery out. We're going to desolder it, and we're going to put one of these new ones in. And like I said, I got these all together in a little package, so I'm hoping they work out. I mean, the voltage is there. So let's turn this off for now. We're going to get this out of here, and we're going to get started. Let me warm up my... Actually, should have done this before while I was showing everybody this. I'll warm up the soldering iron a bit. What you should be able to do is... there's already a decent amount of existing solder on here, so you should be able to just reuse that. When it melts, you're just going to be able to just roll it right over top of the battery, around top of it. If not, I have some extra solder, and if it makes you feel better, you can always go over top and recoat it. While I'm sitting here for a moment, what I'm going to say is I always like to try to clean off my contacts here before it goes into any of my Game Boy consoles. I've done pretty much all of them that I get. Anytime I get a pre-owned one, a used one, which, let's face it, 100% of them are. The best thing to do to clean these off, I have found, is to just take some Q-tips and just run the Q-tip and dip it in some isopropyl alcohol and roll it across here. Just roll it right across. And that'll clean up some kind of existing residue that just from going in and out of these Game Boy systems over time has done. And then what I like to do is I like to take a eraser. Here, let me see if I can get the one I've been using. Just a regular one of these old school erasers. I really like the plastic erasers, but unfortunately I've kind of misplaced it at the moment. But this works just as well. And then once you're done with the alcohol, you're going to want to use ISA 91%. You can get these for like a couple bucks at Target. Or any drugstore, really. When that dries, just take this eraser and just kind of give a right on top. And you'll see these pins just light up afterwards. These are going to look great. And you can see this is so nice and shiny. It almost looks new. And this is a game that's been used for and played for God only knows how many times. So anytime you want to open these up, like I said, I always try to clean these things before I play them. So we're going to try to get started here. See in a second. But your key thing is you're going to need one of these security bits. You're going to need one of these batteries. I got these on Amazon before really knowing any better. I got 5 of them for, I think it was like $12.99. And it actually included a little set of screwdrivers, which you can use to open up the various devices. Personally, I don't need those, but it's fine. They're extras. I've since discovered on eBay you can get, I just ordered 20 for $5 more. 10 of these 16/16s and then another 10 of the 20/25s because I have some more games coming. All right, so let's see if this is warmed up enough. Oh, next thing I want to show you is a neat little trick. Normally, instead of having to hold this, what you can do is you can get in here and very slowly just give it put a little wedge of the top of a flathead under there. Because what this is going to do is when you loosen this solder up, it should just pop this right off. Just be very careful. You don't want to damage the board itself. So let's see if we can get in here. I'm not using the best soldering iron, unfortunately. This is I mean, it works, but it was like a $12 soldering iron from Micro Center, and it's not an advanced kit, so I can't really regulate the heat. It doesn't warm up very fast, unfortunately, but I don't do a ton of soldering, so for me this was just a decent, little thing to pick up. It's always handy to have. And there we go. And as you can see, that popped right up. Oops. We're going to do the other side here. I think I may have... There you go. Do the other side. And there we go. Popped right off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to... try to tune these up a little bit here. Okay. Now we're going to take one of these new batteries that we got. And we're going to actually, I'm going to put some more solder on top of these pads here. So what you're going to want to do is you want to make sure these are in the right polarity, because if you can see here, you got minus and plus over here. Now, these should be laid out properly already. You can see this under here is bending over top. You're going to want that to go right over here. So we're going to lay this right on top here. I should have my tweezers out. Sorry, I'm all thumbs here. You just want to kind of line them up over the solder points. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more solder on top to give it a better connection here. Okay. So there we go. We got the new battery in here. All right, so what we'll do is we'll let that sit a second. I'm gonna let that cool down a minute. And let's try popping this back into Kirby. This just lays right on top of here. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? I was going to say. I was like, where's that other post at? Sometimes these little posts broke off, and I was like, wait a minute. All right, so we're going to pop it in this side. And then what you're going to do is just slide this right on top. You're going to start like a little bit underneath. And just like that, click it in. The problem with this soldering iron, I gotta babysit it a little bit. Like I said, I can't regulate any of the temperature on it. I usually like to do a little twist in. Okay, get it tight. So we go. We're good. All right, so we're going to pop this in, give it a little test run. Now, even though that title screen was in Japanese, 90% of this game is in English. So these are the 3 save files you have access to. This is it's going to see if we did this right. I'm hoping I didn't get the polarity screwed up because I've noticed that they were a little backwards on these batteries as I was doing it. So in order to get this to save, we're going to have to probably, I don't know if we're going to have to finish a level or not, but let's see what happens here. This game's pretty quick. I'm just going to see if I can float right through this. It's hard to play and look at the camera at the same time, unfortunately. I just want to make sure I have something for it to save. I'm not sure if it created the save. I mean, I'm assuming the save file's there, but some of these games are weird. Like, you can choose it, and then it won't show up until after you finish the level. So I always like to make sure. This is the end of the level here anyway. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to shut this off. Pull out the cartridge. If you leave the cartridge in, it still has contact with the game, so I'm hoping this works out here. Let's see. And there we go. Level 1, 2%. We're good to go. So, victory. Let's see here. So, let's do another one. Let's see if we pop these out real quick. Like I said, this is the easiest fix to do for something like this. And it's just so cool to work with these little cartridges. They're just so nice and compact. Dare I say adorable. So this is another one that I've confirmed has no battery power. This is Game & Watch Gallery 2, which is a neat little collection of the old Game & Watch games from Nintendo, the little LCD display games. Put these over here. And once again, while we're warming up the soldering iron, I am going to show you that this battery has no power. And this time I'm going to try to remember to show you afterwards that this new one has it. And by no means a professional YouTuber or influencer. So you have to pardon the crudeness of my video here. You see that? Okay. Sorry, the lighting's terrible in here. Okay. Now, here's the interesting part about this one. I remember this when I tested this one before. Even though this says 2.80, it's still not 3 volts. So this saved file will not work. At least it wasn't anyway. It wasn't working on this one. So it's kind of all over the place. So either way, we're going to replace this. I noticed it wasn't saving anything when I was playing with it yesterday, and I played a little of, what one was on this? There's 3 of these cartridges. This one's got, yeah, this is the one where you catch the little toads in the boat. Anyway, the save game wasn't saving. I mean, my score, high scores won't save unless you have an adequate working battery. So once again, we got this thing all fired up. We're just going to get that screwdriver. We're going to wedge this under here, like I said, very carefully. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do last time. Come on. What did I do here? There we go. Okay. So this is how advanced I am. I'm using a freaking moist paper towel to clean my soldering iron. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is, there's another bad battery up there. We're going to put, I think I'm going to put just a little bit of solder. A little bit more solder right here. There you go. Make 2 nice little shiny boxes on there. And we're going to take one of our batteries. Now with these, it seems like the positive is going facing down. It's just interesting, and this is why I wasn't sure if it was going to work before, because the other battery I have, the positive was on the top. It was weird. These are kind of bizarre. All right, so we're going to go and place this. Normally I like to use my little iFixit tongs for this. Yeah. We're just going to lay it right on top and then lay some solder on it. There we go. And the other side. I like to make sure So you get these nice little, I try to keep it similar to how Nintendo had it, where they just had some nice little blobs right on top here. All right. Once again, let's go in with our multimeter and see if I can get a reading on this one. I guess it would be helpful to turn it on. All right. This is why I'm wondering if there you go. There we go. We're good. We got over 3 volts on there. So we should be good for, well, I don't know, another 10 maybe years of Game & Watch Gallery 2 goodness. Pop that one back in. This is a black cartridge. The black means that it works with both the original Game Boy and a Game Boy Color. It will work with both systems, and it more or less has 2 different versions of the game on it, because it will go and decide which one it wants to show you. If you have a Game Boy Color, you're going to be treated to a little special extra palette. And it'll give you a little extra color for the games. Some games like Space Invaders, there was a Space Invaders that you plug it in the Super Game Boy on the Super Nintendo, and it plays a full-on port with the overlays and everything of the original arcade. And then you plug it back in your Game Boy, and you just have the black and white Game Boy version. It's kind of cool. I'm not sure if this one is super. Anyway, we're done with that one. So I have 2 more here I'm going to do real quick. Same idea. This is Mario P-Cross. Problem is, some of these games take too long, unfortunately, to get into to really show. But in any case, you'll see here, none of these are done. So that's a bad battery. There was probably everything was probably filled in at one point, but over time, battery dies, can't remember the game. So that was the whole point of doing it. Real quick, let's try this Game & Watch Gallery out. Let's see. We're going to do Parachute. Now, as you can see here, the high score, we have 0. So we can just do a couple real quick, just to get on the board. Just to show that the battery is hopefully working. Go for like 5. Let's see if we can get one more. Okay. So now let's let the toads go to their death. We'll lose the game. I don't remember this. There you go. That's 1 down. This is one of those games where the difficulty just ramps up over time. I'm so used to the original version because they'll just fall right in the water. These little modern remakes that are on the cartridge are really cool though. You give it a different spin. Okay, so we're dead, and we have a score of 6. Game's over. Let's get out of here. As you can see at the top there, high score is now 6. That's the classic mode, but in the modern easy mode, we have a 6. So now, if we turn this on right now, it's still going to be there because it's still got some power going to it. But the moment we cut that power, it's now going in fresh. And there we go. High score 6. Game is saved. Alright. Moving on. Mario P-Cross here. I don't even remember where I got this one. I've had it for a while. I just don't remember where I got it. And at one point it was saving games. Let's get this. Iron warmed up. While we're doing that, why not? Let's test this one out. Did we already test it? No, I can't remember. Did I fire? How many shots did I fire? Okay. This one's like drained to crap. As you can see, that number is barely budging. We got 0.07 on there. This battery is toast. Another candidate for a quick change. Oops, got a little too much of that on there. So the video crashed. I don't know what happened. We're in the middle of soldering the new battery inside Mario P-Cross here. We got the old one out. I don't know where the video stopped playing, but here we are again. I'm gonna grab one of these new batteries we got. Using the phone to record. I need battery equipment, obviously. The worst time lining this up. We're just going to put some new solder on that. Ah. There you go. It's gonna stay. And there you go. One done. Okay, so I am not going to... I keep doing that. It's the wrong end. I'm not going to show you, unfortunately, the results of this one because the beginning of Mario P-Cross takes too freaking long. You gotta go. It's just... I'm not in the mood. And I'm running out of time with this. I want to make sure I get everything on camera. Okay, that's one. We got one more to do. And this is my Japanese copy of Wario Land, Super Mario Land 2. Wow, no. Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land is what this is. This is the sequel to 6 Golden Coins in Japan. In America. But this is the Japanese version of the game. Once again, it's another game from Japan where, even though it's from Japan, the majority of it is in English. So that's why I like to buy a lot of games from Japan, because for the most part, they're in English. Not all of them, for the most part. And they're cheaper. Instead of spending a fortune on the American version for the same game, pretty much pick up the Japanese one for sometimes half the price. Alright, so we're going to go in here. Going to wedge our screwdriver under very carefully. Pop. Love that. And come over here. Okay, out it goes. I know some people, I mean, I don't know, it depends on how much is there. I know a lot of them. I mean, I like to have some, if there's solder left over, it's cool to reuse it, but for the most part, it depends on the cartridge. Some has more than the other. There you go. All right, and that's all I have for now. I had to test this one before we did it. But I can assure you there was no save file on there that was staying after you were done playing. Gotta watch this solder fire. It's a pain in my butt, kind of baby. Okay. But real quick, let us go on here and test this out. Always forgetting where how far in the camera. There we go, 3.3 over 3 volts. Perfect. We should now be able to save the game. So, let's put this back in. And I like to try to give it a little twist in there just to get started. Doesn't always work. Okay, and we are hopefully good as new. So let's give it a quick test. Wipe the soldering off real quick. All right. So, all right. By the way, if anybody's wondering, this is a aftermarket shell. This is a whole IPS kit I got. The whole front board of this is aftermarket. It allows you to change the pallets. It's kind of cool. I'm going to probably do a demo for it sometime. It's still Game Boy because it's using the original Game Boy motherboard, and I'm actually using buttons from my old Game Boy cleaned up. But what's cool is there's this little dial on the side here, and instead of a contrast button, you have a little switch here, and flicking it up and down will allow you to change the brightness. It's hard to see on camera, but see how it's getting washed out? It's only washed out because it's brighter, and I got it all the way down right now. In person, it just looks fantastic. I also have the pixel mode on, so you can see all the little pixels. Try to duplicate the old Game Boy look. This is a palette that I kind of just put together to try to recreate the old Game Boy look. But if you push this in, now you got the Game Boy Light, Game Boy Light version 2. And I think Wario is kind of giving us the stink eye there. There's a blue palette, purple. I tried to create because you can go in and customize your palettes. You get like 7 or 8 to choose from. This one here, I tried to make it look more like the Game Boy Pocket. So it's like a black and white. Everybody thinks of Game Boy as black and white, but in reality, it was always more of a pea soup. There's red. I know it doesn't hurt. It hurts my eyes. There's kind of that weird pink, orange default one that the Game Boy Color had. And then there's the original pea soup green, which is how I associate Game Boy. If you click in, where is it? I'm trying to remember how to do this. You hold this in. This is where you get your little sub menu. You can go in and adjust. And here you can mess around with the color palettes. Because the Game Boy had 4 different shades, if I recall, layers of black and white. Battery display, this is the pixel. I like the pixel effect. You can adjust the screen to be horizontal, vertical, brightness setting, which you don't even need the access to get in there for that. You can just flick it right here. So anyway, let's try this real quick. Here's the save files. This one should be fairly quick, I think, to figure out. So we're going to choose file A. As you can see, this is the Japanese version, but it's still pretty much English. Not every game, but a lot of games will do this. A lot of Nintendo games. A lot of these ones that they were going to distribute worldwide are pretty passable. I mean, it's Mario, so, or Wario in this case. I don't know if I have to get to the end of the level to save on this. I think I'm just going to crank it out and see what happens. Such a weird game. It's hard to play through the camera. Anyway, I'm going to switch this off. I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, not that the battery's a problem, but I don't know if the save file is going to be there or not because I didn't really do anything. Like I said, every game's different. So let's see what happens. Yeah, see, like, it has a 0 there because I haven't done anything. So, can't really say if this one worked or not. But in any case, we are done for today. I'm going to try to sort out the hiccup in the middle of the video. But thanks for joining me. I hope this was somewhat instructional. Once again, need one of these security bit Game Boy or NES screwdrivers. Are pretty cheap. Gonna need 16 batteries. These are the duds that I'm getting ready to throw out. And the Game Boy game that is in need for some love and attention. So, but anyway, I thank you for joining me today, and hopefully I'll be able to do some more videos of this nature in the future. Take it easy.